If you live stream on OBS and you want a simple way to pop up individual comments on screen, kind of like this, I think I have found the best, easiest, and most reliable way to do it, and best of all, it is entirely free. So here's an example I did in a recent live stream a few days ago. I popped up the comment on screen. If I pause this here, you have the option to change the font. You can change the color, the colors of the different components. You can add different elements. You can resize it. You can reposition it all around your screen. And you have some other really cool, pretty advanced customization options as well. So this is done using a Chrome extension created by my good friend Parecki called Live Chat Overlay. So you do need to be running Chrome, and then you just install this extension. Once you've got the extension installed, then you can go through and customize some of the settings. A lot of this is, color and style. So that is just something you need to tinker with until it's, to your taste. A few things that I do want to point out to you are this option right here to highlight words. By default, it has the option to highlight Q:, and that means if you have a very busy chat, anytime someone types Q:, their message will pop up with kind of like a highlighted thing around it so you can spot it more easily. That's really good if you want to separate questions from just general chat happening. But you can change that or add different words so that if people type them into the chat, they will show up as highlighted comments in your chat. The other option that I think is really important to look at is the auto hide message option. I have mine set to 15 seconds because this is what I use in Ecamm when I'm streaming on a Mac. I really love Ecamm. It's only available on Macs, and it has a built-in comment overlay feature that's really, really great. When I'm streaming on my PC or I'm using OBS, then Live Chat Overlay, this extension is the best way to go. Either way, auto hiding messages is really nice, so you don't pop a message up on screen and then go off on your answer, forget about it, and then you come back and realize this unrelated comment has just been hanging out the whole time. So I like 15 seconds. I would just recommend putting it at something that's long enough for your typical comment to be read and understood, and then it will just disappear on its own, and you can go about answering it and addressing it and stuff. Now, once you've got those settings figured out, all you need to do is add this as a source in OBS and then find the chat you want to use, and you're ready to go. So remember how I said you don't need to log in or connect this to your YouTube account? You can actually use any chat from any stream that's happening. This is one that I'm going to use as an example right now because I'm not currently streaming. This is actually a really cool one. This is a live webcam around the world. There's like almost 200 cameras from all over the world. We basically have this on like in our house all day, every day, because it's just kind of fun to see everything from everywhere. But there is a live chat happening over here. But if I click on the 3-dot icon and I pop out the chat, you might notice that this looks a little bit different from the typical popped out live chat on YouTube. And that's because now this is your control panel for adding comments to your chat. So if I bring in my OBS window over here, this is how we can add that. We basically just need to create a browser source. In this case, I'm going to add an existing one because I already have it here, but otherwise you would just create a new browser source. And then all you need to do is in your popped out chat window where it says get overlay URL, click on that, copy that URL, and then paste that into your browser source right here, click OK. And now any of these comments that I click on right here will pop up in my chat here. So again, this is not my channel. This is not my stream. You can do this with any chat on YouTube because it's not connected to any specific account, which is actually a feature that I really love because I don't like connecting my YouTube account to all these different devices and stuff. Now you'll notice once you pop a comment up on stream, they're actually grayed out. So that's a great way to keep track of what you have added and what you haven't added to your live chat. If someone were to do a Q:, it would be highlighted. And if someone does a super chat, that's also highlighted as well in a different way. So this really helps you keep track of things as you're going through your chat throughout the duration of a live stream. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this URL that you paste is going to change every time you have a new chat. So basically every time you start a stream, you need to pop out your chat, copy the URL, and then paste it into your browser source in OBS. And once you've done that, make sure you add that browser source into whichever scenes you want your chat to pop up on. So for example, in my OBS over here, I have a couple of different scenes that I use in my streams, and each of those have the same browser source added to them. And fortunately, since it is the same browser source, once I change the URL in one of them, it will change it in all of them. So I only need to change it once in that browser source overlay every time I stream, and then I'm good to go. So this means that when you start your live stream, you can just pop out your live chat, copy the URL, and then paste it into your browser source in OBS, and you'll be good to go. If you want to be extra proactive, this is what I like to do. I like to schedule my live streams, and as soon as a live stream is scheduled, you can then pop out the chat and copy and paste the URL. So even if you're not streaming for a day, you can still get all of your live chat overlay stuff ready to go in advance, and that way when you actually do start your stream, everything's good and you don't have to kind of tinker with sources and URLs and stuff. But hopefully you can see what an awesome and simple tool that this is. There are several different ways to add live chat overlays to OBS, but I have definitely found this to be the simplest and the most reliable, and one that I don't have to relearn and restart from scratch every time that I want to stream. And that to me is hugely valuable because it just kind of gets out of the way while also making my streams even better. And if you want to learn how to make your streams even better, I do have all kinds of different streaming tutorials and tips and tricks and all kinds of fun stuff. So check those videos out, and I'll see you next time.